Salem is no stranger to tragedy, but this time, the nightmare cuts especially deep. After years of trying to rebuild his life and career, J.J. Devereaux steps back into the role of detective, hoping for redemption. But not everyone believes in his second chance. Painful memories resurface, old wounds are reopened, and warnings fall on deaf ears. When J.J. finds himself in a split-second decision that could change lives forever, Salem is once again thrust into chaos. A shooting tragedy looms, one that could cost friendships, love, and even lives. Is history about to repeat itself? Or is J.J. truly ready to face the shadows of his past? Let's dive into the chilling possibilities. For Theo Carver, time has dulled the wound, but it has never truly healed. Salem fans will never forget that fateful night when J.J. Devereaux, jittery and convinced he was facing an armed criminal, fired the shot that nearly took Theo's life. To the outside world, forgiveness was offered, apologies were made, and the town moved on. But for Theo, forgiveness didn't erase the trauma, it simply covered it with a thin layer of acceptance. Now, with J.J. back in uniform, the thin walls around that trauma crack wide open. Every time Theo sees the glint of a badge or the weight of a gun on J.J.'s hip, he is pulled back to that night. The sound of the gunshot still echoes in his mind. He remembers the confusion, the sharp pain, the suffocating fear as his body crumpled to the ground. Salem may have forgiven, but Theo's heart never forgot. Theo's return to Jada Hunter's office isn't just a formality, it's a cry of warning. His words are heavy, tinged with fear and anger. He doesn't trust JJ, doesn't believe a man who once made such a devastating mistake should be allowed the chance to repeat it. To Theo, JJ's badge is not a symbol of redemption but a reminder of danger. Jada listens, torn between sympathy and practicality. She understands Theo's perspective, but she also sees JJ's record since that night, years of clean service, hard work, and quiet attempts at rebuilding trust. She defends him, gently but firmly, suggesting that Salem can't hold JJ hostage to his worst mistake forever. Yet Salem fans know better, warnings in this town are rarely meaningless. Theo may sound haunted, but perhaps he's sensing something no one else can yet see. Could his PTSD be less about the past and more about a subconscious awareness that tragedy is on the horizon? In Salem, fear often doubles as prophecy. For J.J. Devereaux, his return to the police force isn't about paychecks or pride, it's about erasing a scar that has haunted him for years. Every step back into the station feels like a battle to prove that he's not the reckless rookie who nearly killed Theo. Every case he's solved, every life he's saved has been an act of penance. To some in Salem, he's shown growth, discipline, and the kind of resilience that defines a true detective. But to others, none of that will ever erase the moment he pulled the trigger on an unarmed friend. The weight of redemption sits heavily on his shoulders. JJ knows that his every move is being watched. Every decision, every instinct will be judged not on its own merit, but against the backdrop of that one fatal mistake. That's why spoilers about what's coming are so chilling. JJ is about to face another high-stakes moment, one that could define not just his career, but his entire life. Picture it. A chaotic scene, adrenaline pumping, uncertainty everywhere. A suspect's movements blur into shadows. Shouts erupt. JJ's finger tightens on the trigger, his mind racing with split-second calculations. Is this truly a threat, or is history about to repeat itself? The stakes this time are even higher. If JJ fires again and gets it wrong, Salem may never forgive him. The department could brand him unfit for service. The community could turn on him. And most devastating of all, JJ himself could spiral, crushed under the unbearable weight of a second tragedy. The question isn't just whether JJ can make the right call, it's whether his instincts can ever be trusted when the pressure is at its peak. Redemption in Salem is fragile, and JJ's may be seconds away from shattering. The whispers in Salem grow louder. Something terrible is about to happen. Spoilers tease a night of chaos, and all eyes turn to J.J. Devereaux. The setup is classic Salem: uncertainty, confusion, and one man forced to make a decision that could alter lives forever. Picture it. The streets are cloaked in darkness, the air thick with tension after days of unrest. Sirens wail in the distance, bystanders scatter, and in the middle of it all, J.J. raises his gun. Adrenaline surges through him as his instincts scream to act quickly. The figure in front of him moves suddenly. Was that a weapon? Or just a trick of the shadows? Theo's warning echoes like a haunting refrain. He's not ready. He'll do it again. In that split second, time seems to slow. JJ's mind flashes back to Theo's collapse years ago, the horror of realizing his mistake, the guilt that consumed him. But the present doesn't wait. His finger tightens on the trigger, and the shot rings out, piercing the night like a death knell. The chaos that follows is immediate. Shouts fill the air, panic spreads, and someone falls to the ground, bleeding. The victim is rushed to the hospital, their life hanging by a thread. And JJ? His hands tremble violently, his face pale, his breath shallow. He has lived this nightmare before, and now it seems he's living it again. The whispers spread through Salem like wildfire. Did JJ just repeat history? Did Theo's prophecy come true? The entire town holds its breath, knowing that once the truth emerges, nothing will ever be the same again. If JJ's worst fear is realized, Salem will fracture in ways it hasn't in years. The shooting won't just wound the victim, it will wound the community itself. On one side, defenders will rise. They'll argue that JJ is a seasoned detective now, that police work is built on split-second decisions where hesitation can cost lives. They'll point to his dedication, his clean record since Theo's shooting, and insist that this was just another tragic accident in a dangerous job. But on the other side, outrage will erupt. For many, Theo's warnings will feel vindicated. He should never have been given the badge again, they'll say. Protests may stir, families will demand justice, and Salem PD's credibility could be torn apart. For Theo, it's a personal nightmare. Watching someone else fall victim to JJ's actions could reopen every scar he thought had closed. His forgiveness may curdle into rage, not just at JJ, but at the system that allowed history to repeat itself. His voice may become the rallying cry for those demanding accountability. As for JJ, the guilt could consume him. Haunted by déjà vu, by the echo of gunshots past and present, he may question if he was ever truly fit to serve. The badge he clung to for redemption could instead become the very thing that destroys him. Depression, despair, and isolation could follow, leaving JJ in a darker place than ever before. And Salem itself will be forced to answer a chilling question: does forgiveness have limits? Because in this town, second chances are rare, and third chances may not exist. So, Salem fans, the stage is set for one of the most harrowing storylines in recent memory. A gunshot in the night, a victim clinging to life, and a community teetering on the edge of collapse. JJ's attempt at redemption could instead cement his downfall, proving Theo's warnings devastatingly true. Families will grieve, the police force will be questioned, and JJ himself may never recover from the weight of another mistake. But here's where you come in. Do you believe JJ is doomed to repeat his past, or can he finally prove he's changed? Is Theo reacting out of trauma, or is he the only one brave enough to face the truth? If JJ has shot another innocent, should Salem forgive him again? Or is this truly the end of his career, and possibly his place in town? And who do you think the victim is, an enemy, a stranger, or someone shockingly close to JJ? Let us know your theories in the comments below. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more Days of Our Lives updates. Salem has survived many tragedies, but this one may leave scars that never heal.